Hey YouTubers, welcome back to the work farm. Yesterday was kind of a tough one, a little emotional on some ends. Ran into a bunch of stuff. Like I said, I haven't seen some of this stuff in probably 15-20 years. And I started digging through things and the memories, and sometimes emotions get the best of you. But here's a couple of things that, just more memories real quick. This was, this old rim had quite the history. Basketball pole. My dad, actually, he grew up using this at the old homestead, probably 20 miles north of here. They played a lot of basketball, and I mean, this is hand welded and all handmade. And I wish I really knew the whole history on it, but anyway, my dad brought it here for us boys. You know, way back in the day, 3 boys here. He put up a metal pole in the yard and poured a concrete slab so we could play basketball. And a lot of times, you know, there was 10, 15 boys in the yard here playing ball, and you know, we're doing our thing. And then I went to another corner of this building and I found some of the old hockey sticks, you know, we used to use. I mean, look at that little guy. I mean, yeah, I was a little shorter then, a little thinner too. But that's what we had. You know, we used duct tape, grade tape, electrical tape, whatever we had. You know, somebody got creative here, and actually they had the cloth tape, but it was pink. So I don't know. But yeah, a lot of memories, just different stuff. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you real quick. And you know, there's a lot of that. Every time I pick something up, I recall something from my youth. Well, when I was younger. I'm still in my youth. Right, Joe?
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, okay. Anyways, we got the furnace. This thing is going out the door. It's going to go down the road. Somebody's going to haul this off for scrap metal, which is sweet. I don't have to deal with this anymore. Hauled some old chairs that were in here. Those are all going out for scrap metal. And you want to come along on the next part of the journey, what we're doing. I told Joe she's off the hook for hanging drywall. This is going to be overhead right here. We got a nice open area.
Hold on. I'm trying
to adjust. There you go. So
to not trip anything.
We're gonna put some nice can lights up here. We can adjust the flow of the light and how many we want, and that's gonna be part of the project. This is going to be a wall so we can do our photo shoots for our artwork right here on this wall. And I got the one piece up already. Actually, most of it. I got a few screws to put up here, but so Joe doesn't have to lift and tear. I just want to show folks real quick. Grab a couple more screws here. How you can do this by yourself. You just you think it through a little bit. I got a measurement here. I got my conduit up there. I can slide this underneath so the top's not going to fall back on me because the conduit was there. And I took a measurement off the floor, and I got a little support brace right there. Just a 1 by 1, just a piece there, so I can rest this up in the air. And I want that off the floor. That chipboard, there's a piece put in down there, and that's all going to have to get replaced. That absorbed grease and fuel oil and whatever else. So I'm gonna take all that out of there. But that's where the seam is, right here at the bottom of the chipboard. So we just get a pry bar in there, and my little friend, my little yellow sledgehammer with the wedge on the other end, we're gonna destroy some stuff. But for now, this is how you do it. You know, a lot of stuff you gotta do on your own. I'm gonna slip this right in here. Maybe, there we go. The other thing I took into account is cheaping out on stuff. I got this at a box store on clearance. I got these for $1 or $2 a sheet. They were 12-footers that were broken and had pieces missing. You can see how I put the seams. So when I have one seam and I feather this 3 feet wide with my sheetrock mud, I can fix that easy enough. So just like that, I had a couple of screws in it, kind of prepared ahead of time. And I have my little cleat down here. Wait, we got to do that again. It wasn't on the cleat. No wonder I was having a hard time showing you. No cut, no edit. We just made a fool of you. And me. How come you didn't see that, Jojo?
Because I'm trying to record you.
Okay, let's try that again. Boy, the conduit really held it up there. We're 1 inch high. I've never had a hard time jamming it underneath here. wasn't rested on the cleat. Okay, now we are. Okay, hey, what can I say? We're only human. I tell you, I built quite a few houses. Actually, I did a lot of remodeling, but that was, well, we're just real. So, stuff happens. But just like that, you know, we're gonna go ahead and you can see the spacing on my screws right here. We're into the chipboard, so we don't have to worry about catching studs or anything. You know, every couple of feet I put 5 screws, and then in between a foot up, split the difference. I got 3, 4 more. So it'll work out fine. Like I said, the big thing is I just want to be off the floor, you know, so that sheetrock doesn't absorb any moisture that may get in here or whatever. And we got some cleanup in here. We got some heavy duty scouring to do, Joe and I.
Yeah, you really
Over
opened
there.
that up here today.
Yeah, we took that big pile of tires out of there and whatever else. You know, the ironic part about that is there was 2 sets of tires, like brand new, that came off of some vehicle I probably had at one time or another. And I walked out, I said, speaking of tires, I looked at Joe's car and the cords were hanging out of one of her tires, and the other one was getting quite bald. So, like, well, Joe, you know what? We got 4 tires here, but none of these are going to work. But our life story, right, Joe?
Yeah, so not getting quite as much done today. So we got to go in and get that done.
Yeah, go in the tire shop.
Saved up a little bit of money. I'm like, woohoo, we're getting ahead.
Yeah.
We got little money if we got to get some stuff for this. And haha, just kidding. Got to go get a couple tires.
Just kidding.
At least I had it.
Yeah, we're making do. So, anyways, the next little thing I want to do is right here. For the chicken coop, this is an old display board I had for when I was at art shows and whatever way back in the day. It's been roughed up considerably since then, but these are all 1x6s now. And up here at the box stores, a 1x6 is going probably $1.35, $1.45 a foot, and those are, I think they're 6 footers. So do the math on that. Each one of these is probably $8. You know, so we're going to take that apart. We're going to use those for the fascia boards eventually for the chicken chicken coop. So that's kind of planned for that. You know, like I said, everything in here at one time or another I had a plan for, you know, and a purpose. And no, Joe and I are doing it. We're going to make it work. We just got to knock off the squirrel residue and get the birds out of here and all that good stuff. But like I
Right
said,
now we need the ventilation until we get the floor cleaned up a little bit in here. That's why we don't have windows in over there. But as soon as we get this floor cleaned up enough, we don't need that ventilation, then we'll go ahead and block off the ones we're going to block off and window up the ones we're going to window.
Like they say, one piece at a time will catch you again. Okay, we're pressing on. Joe got to the tire shop. She got 2 new sets of onion peels. So,
One set, 2 tires.
yeah, well, onion peels.
I don't drive a
tires.
semi.
I know onions are expensive, but those rubber onions got really expensive. But anyway, as we're pressing on, we're losing light here.
And the skeeters are thick.
Yeah, we got back and around the corner on the other side of this wall, I studded that window in. Tomorrow I can put the chipboard on the outside and I can insulate it, but I don't dare go out that side of the building in the shade. We're going to get hammered by mosquitoes. So anyways, we're going to just make this quick. It kind of is the cart before the horse type of a thing here. You know, we're still doing cleanup and here we are doing drywall, but you know what? I got a plan in mind for this, and it's going to take 4 or 5 days with the humidity we have this time of year for this mud to dry, especially the hole like that. So I just want to get the first coat on it tonight, let it cure out a day or 2. We'll see how it is. I'm sure tomorrow spots like this are still going to be pretty wet, but you know, you could take a utility knife and you could cut that out and you could put a piece in there. But I got all this extra mud and you know, from remodeling in the house, and I want to use it up this summer between this and a couple other little things I got going inside. Otherwise this mud's going to turn green and get stinky and it's not going to be any good. So I'm not worried about, you know, wasting mud and patching that. I'm just going to blow right over it. It's just the shop, right? So
Our dream shop.
cut. Well, I guess I just got one troll now. I don't think the mud gets green. I think the troll got green.
Do you need to go get another troll?
No, we'll just roll with the one, Joe.
Okay. You can't make this crap up.
That was intentionally done for your views.
It was not.
Hey man, we do anything for views around here. All right. So anyways, this is just going to be a quick coat of mud. Sorry, apologize. Like I said, we're losing light, but I want to get this on there, and I just want to show you that, we're in the know here. We know how to get things done, so.
Yeah, I have to go back to work tomorrow, and after that, we're going down to see my mom and dad and my brother for a few days. Work the next 5.
Yeah, so shop stuff will get put on hold here. Of course, it's the 4th of July, and I'm going to muddle through a little bit, but I got other obligations I need to take care of too. My eBay stuff and all that good stuff, so.
We might have a few little short ones here and there, but when I'm not home all day, it does pull from that. So don't think we're just ignoring and moving on. We just got a couple things to take care of here over the next couple weeks.
Yeah, no, we're not going to get bored with this project and go on to something else. This shop needs to be done this summer.
Yes, it does.
Just looking for center here.
If I bump around a little bit, I apologize. I'm getting eaten by the skeeters.
Just running the tape down the seam. It's kind of weird to do with only one trowel in my hand, but it is what it is. Snap. Can you believe that happened? I can.
With us, yes. We saved up some money. It's like, hey, we got a little bit of money set aside in case we need something for one of our projects. And this morning he's like,
We need tires. No, we need onion skins. Yeah. A set or a pair?
A pair. A set, I think, is all 4.
Okay. But anyways, I got my tape on there. Again, apologize for the poor lighting here, but I just want to get this coat of mud on there and kind of wrap this video up. And that's it. First coat, I'm going to put maybe just a touch more.
Yeah, I can see where you should.
Yeah, a little bit more in that bad spot there. And I got wider trowels than this, so I wouldn't have to use so much elbow grease here to feather the mud, but I do not like the sand sheetrock mud, so I like to make it as clean as I can with every coat. But anyways, that's it. That's gonna call us a night. Call it a night. Joe's getting chewed up by mosquitoes, and
we're gonna go eat. I gotta get up at 3:30 in the morning and go to work, so.
Yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Till next time.